All right, welcome back. We are on this page. I know we don't have page numbers for this one, but we're on the same page in the day two notes as before, but we've already finished the y-axis reflection. So we're moving down to number one now. And if you haven't used a little bit of time to just go back through slides 5 through 13 and play around with the different transformations that are happening, if you haven't had a chance to do that, make sure you go back and try a few of them. Right? There's some questions built within a couple of those slides, just some really helpful activities, I think, for you to help wrap your head around these transformations. So in number one, you can see that I've highlighted m of x. We have a negative sign out front. We have a -2 on the inside, and we have a +3 on the outside. So I've written y equals absolute value of x up top. And that's just to remind myself that this is the parent function. So I'm just going to ever so slightly draw a couple little dots where an absolute value curve would be. So we've got 1, 1, 2, 2, 0, 0, -1, comma 1, and -2, comma 2. So that is a set of 5 points that would describe the parent function for an absolute value. Now, we know that that's not what this graph is going to look like. There's a lot happening. There's a reflection. There's some movement of 2 units. There's 3 units movement. So we've got to figure out what transformations are occurring on this absolute value function. So I'm not going to have you worry right now about the order in which these transformations are occurring, but I am going to do them in a certain order, and it's the correct order. But just know that all the transformations that we do today in these notes, the order doesn't actually have a big impact on the function. Later in the unit, the order will matter. So I'm going to use the correct order now, but just know right now you're not responsible for knowing the order. So the first transformation that is occurring is right here on the inside. And that is going to be 2 units to the right. So we see a subtraction sign next to x. X minus 2 is going to move 2 units to the right. The next one is going to be this negative sign out front. And that is going to be a reflection over. And if you're not sure, you want to look back in your notes. But the negative outside of the function is going to be an x-axis reflection. Versus you see above here, when the negative was on the inside, it flips over the y-axis. So that's the distinction there. And the third one is going to be a +3 on the outside, so that's going to be 3 units up. So the order that I'm following is inside, outside. So do all the inside transformations, translations, then do the outsides like I just did. So let's actually use our pen or pencil. We're going to trace around these points and we're going to execute 1, 2, 3. And wherever the point falls, that's where we're going to drop it. So I've got 2 units to the right. So that means I'm going to move this one, 1, 2 units to the right. Then I'm going to reflect it over the x-axis. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And then I'm going to go up 3 units, 1, 2, 3. So that's the first point. Next point, I'm at 1, 1. I'm going to go 2 units to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to reflect over the x-axis. So 1 unit down, 1 unit down. And then we're going to go 3 up. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to move this right here, 0, 0. So we're going to go 2 to the right, 1, 2. Reflect over the x-axis. We're already on the x-axis, so we are technically done with that step. And then the last one is 3 units up. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to take our pen or pencil And we're going to go over here to negative 1, comma 1. We go over 2 units, 1, 2, reflect, 1, 1, and then up 3, 1, 2, 3. And then last point right here at negative 2, comma 2, we'll go 2 to the right. Then we'll reflect over the x, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we go up 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is what the transformed function looks like, just so you get a quick picture of the original. The original is right here. And the one that we just graphed is the one in green. Right there. Last step, identify the vertex. So the vertex went from 0, 0. It's now at 2, comma 3. All right, so couple steps here and there, right? And this is a point-by-point transformation strategy. So let's try number 2. Okay, number 2, we see that it has a squared to it. So we know that y equals x squared is the parent function of number 2. So I look in this function and I'm seeing an x minus 4 on the inside, and I'm seeing a minus 2 on the outside. No negative signs out front or inside. So first one is going to be 4 units to the right. And then the second transformation is going to be this minus 2, and that is going to be 2 units down. And we know that the parent function of a quadratic has a couple key points. 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. And like I said, I'm going to just kind of do those ever so slightly. If you have a pencil, right, that might be a better option right now. But those are the key 5 points of a parabola. And now we are going to, let me just move me over here. Hanging out next to the problem. Okay, so, no, wrong side. So now we're going to try and identify the vertex. So if we wanted to identify the vertex first, let's just transform the vertex first. So I'm going to go 4 units to the right and then 2 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So it looks like 4, comma negative 2 is the new vertex. And then let's just transform a couple points. We know that if this is the vertex, we know that this has an axis of symmetry. So we only need to transform 2 of the points and then we'll reflect them over. So if we start at negative 1, comma 1 and go 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 2, 1, 2. And then we'll reflect it over. And then one other point, negative 2, comma 4. Let's go over 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down 2. 1, 2. Reflect it over. Okay, so now n of x is in pink. There we go. So the original, hello, come on in, we're just finishing this problem. And of course, this is what the parent function looked like. And I just like to make sure that the same kind of structure maintains. So here we have the vertex, you go up 1, right 1, up 1, left 1. Down here, up 1, right 1, up 1, left 1. And that's sort of like an informal check. So what you guys are going to do now is please try number 3 and please try number 4, number 5, and number 6. So this entire page, and we'll go over it when you guys get to class, and we'll pick up from there, and that's all we've got. So once you're done with these 4, your homework is done, and I will see you in class next time. Have a great day.